streets ain't talking about you, man. If I can't spin a block and find out about you, man, the people ain't about you, man. That's just what it is, you know?
But I got you.
Talk about it on the streets, man.
Yeah, this one's for the streets first. Hey. Stripes like a referee shirt. This one's for the streets first. Hey. Tell mama this the rebirth. I need church. I talk dirty. Put my hands and my feet work. Teamwork. Put in pain, but gotta bring it to the streets first though. Hardships to the starship. Legend off the Rucker Park bench. You a marksman with your game A. Got me putting butter in the margin. He putting others on the market. For them press 8 walked in. Before he walked in, he did the research. Put that work in on the streets first.
It's your boy A Butta, and I'm back with a new episode of Streets First Podcast. Y'all already know how your boy do. I brings them out. You heard? This right here is sponsored by Mocha Fob. Let me tell you now, Mocha Fob is Black founded, all right? It is a financial service company, okay, that's helping communities build wealth from scratch. So with me letting you know that, what a great way to start in Harlem where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? And this right here, I had to pull up on my guy at the Deli. Davies, what's good, bro?
Butter, what up, baby?
What's good with you, champ? Now, before I get into questions, being that we're here in Harlem and you're doing a lot of different things in Harlem,
right?
Let the listeners know, you know, what does Harlem mean to Davies?
Everything. That's where my father's mother and his father met here. You know what I mean? Like, so without that, it ain't no Davies. You know what I mean? So this go way back before any rap, any ball, it's deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it mean everything to me from the culture to the fashion to my way of living, my way of thinking. My go get it, my hustle, it all come from Harlem.
So it has like a, as we would say, a certain type of inspiration that inspires you.
100%. Yeah.
So, you know, when you were growing up and you were coming up being inspired, like, what were like some of your rap greats or some of your basketball greats?
Rap greats coming up, Pun, DMX. Rest in peace, DMX. He was one of the first with Method Man that I was seeing doing the acting and the rapping. That was like, and Pac as well, but coming up, it was really Pun, X. As I got a little older, it went into Dipset, it went into the Locks, it went into G Unit. It shifted with me just as far as things I was into in my life at that time. You know what I mean? But I got a heavy background in music. From hip hop to soul food, everything. Like,
I asked you about the rap greats because it's like, when you're looking at the next generation, everybody has a way of how they're inspired.
Right.
So I know you. I want the listeners to know you in a different light. Basketball was kind of like your first love at first before rap.
Super first love. That was my first girlfriend.
So when it came to basketball, like, how did you see basketball fitting in East? Like, what was your goals like with basketball?
Shouts to my pops. You know what I mean? Like, my pops was the person that introduced ball to me.
Okay.
He brought a basketball to the hospital.
He was speaking very highly about his days, so I know he knew a little bit about that.
That's the only reason I know ball. That's in my blood. Like, that's all I knew till a certain age. Until I decided that's not what I was gonna do no more, based on what was happening, and we could get into that. I didn't really have an option. Like, and it was kind of like imposed on me from the beginning, and then I found my own love for it. So he didn't even have to be involved really no more. Like, he always was supportive and a part of it, but I found my own love for the game, and I didn't need nobody with me. That was the nights I'd be dolo.
So when you go from having like a love for basketball to be able to help people understand where a shift comes from, where was the shift knowing that you still had a niche with music? You still knew how to rap even though you was loving basketball. Like, where did that shift
you know what's
from,
crazy,
you know?
But I never thought I would be a rapper, bro. I'm mad tall. Like, anybody that meet me, like, I ain't know no tall rappers. Every rapper I was meeting at that time was like short. No disrespect to nobody.
That's real talk, though.
But there's no like NBA body rappers, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was built to play ball, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, basketball was the goal. That was what my family was talking about. I had cousins telling me, yo, I want that Ferrari when you, so it was already sold in certain people's mind.
In the family.
That's what I was gonna do, you know what I mean? So when that didn't work out, I was kind of trying to save face. Like, nah, I gotta find something else. I can't go get no regular job. I tried.
Meaning?
I went on interviews. I don't want the people to think I was taking my cousin's shoes. Chester, I wear a size 11 and a half. That wear like a 9.
Wow.
You heard? I'm sliding this on.
Taking the
putting on a little
out.
tie, get on the train. I then went to try to be a dentist secretary. I tried to do jobs, but that was never, it never worked. I never got hired. I ended up back on the block. And the homies was getting to it.
You saying that, if you don't mind me asking, when was like the first time you like opened up a bank account or a savings account? If you can remember, being that you think.
I think my moms might have tried to do that with us young, but it probably like,
it didn't really
register. My real first official bank account was with Wayno.
Wow.
To be real, like I ain't had no bank account. I dealt with cash only. Like I didn't care, like, you know what I mean? I think I had a debit card or some shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? That my moms could send or put money on it. Like something like that.
I know
but
what
like
you're talking about.
my first bank account was when I got banked. When I got some money. Like before that I felt like what I got to account for, I might be getting $20 a week. Like, what am I putting into this account? It ain't make no sense. But once I got that bag, it was like, all right, I need an account.
I asked you that question because like the next generation is inspired by how they see and hear so much about becoming a rapper. They say, you know, coming from New York, you can either be a ball player or a rapper. That's like the message.
You could be whatever you want to be, wherever you from.
And that's why we talking, right? Because
I had to grow up to learn that. That's what they tell us. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I want to expose.
Play ball or rap. You can do whatever you want to do. It's up to you. Those
are the lanes that I'm getting ready to go down, because I don't think that people know this about you. You know, when it came to you striving outside of music, can you speak a little bit on that? Because I know music is one thing.
Once I got into music?
Yeah, because music is one thing when you get into music, but
it was
there's a lot of different avenues that come from the microphone.
Music just gets you in the room.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You could be an artist that come right out with them #1 hits, and now you in every room. You get what I'm saying? But my catalog and the type of artist I am, it put me in certain rooms where I was meeting real respectable people I idolized, like people I looked up to. And I was able to get next to them and vibe with them and talk with them beyond music. That led into other conversations about, yo, would you act? Would you do this? Would you model? Would you know what I mean? Like, them conversations came, of course, from me rapping, but I got in different rooms and started meeting other people.
Being that you said that, let's just throw out there, like, rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle.
Hey Bob, my brother forever.
Jadakiss. You got so many names that, rest in peace, Young Dolph. You have so many different names, Jeezy, that you've collaborated with.
Right.
From Harlem, we're not used to seeing rappers being able to collaborate with other rappers.
Right.
So being that this generation is looking at you being able to have all of these different names on your collaboration list, I'm just saying, how are you able to do stuff like that? Like what vision did you have, the reason why you wanted to be able to touch all of these different people in so many different spaces, to be able to sell music in so many different markets?
You know what it is? I grew up in the era of everybody beefing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up in that era of this, and that was just in New York. They wasn't like, this group wasn't for love with that group wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I watched that, how that went, and how that kind of like started to like blackball in certain areas. Because once you leave New York, there's a whole world outside of this.
Facts.
Even though you could get everything you need and it's all right here for you in the town, until you leave, you don't realize, like, damn, there's a whole world outside of this shit. Like, where they might not be into what we into.
Okay.
They might not be listening to what we listen to. I had to go to LA and see that, or go to Texas and see that, Chicago, like, they want some more of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, they might jack this shit that is like super hot here.
Okay.
But the general shit that we into, that's our world. Like, they ain't into that. You know what I mean? So that's what really made me say, you know what? I'm not going to just put myself in a box or only work with certain people or only be like, nah, I'm in New York, only do this. Nah. I could work with anybody under the moon if I choose to. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
nah, that's the truth.
If I wake up and feel like I hear Adele on this song, I'm gonna try to find Adele. to get on this. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Nah,
I listen to everything. Earth, Wind & Fire, Marvin, Anita Baker. I listen to this shit that the average rap guy in this generation just ain't listening to. Or
It sound like you sound like you hear things that feed your soul.
Yeah.
You chose to open up a store that highlights a lot of the things that you do, a lot of the things that you're a part of, but more importantly, what stood out to me is that you actually put your mother and father in position to do something that they always was great at. You know, when I spoke to your dad was, you know, always speaking highly about how he liked cooking. So, you know, the fact that every Friday, you know what I'm saying, that they sell food here. I'm just curious, how were you able to have that mindset to be able to say, you know, this is what I'm gonna do, this is how I'm gonna help my family.
Right.
Like, where does that process come from?
I'm family oriented, bro. Like, even down to the music. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I got my real blood little brother on my album. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't, if I got it, it's super for the family. You know what I mean? A lot of times I get caught up because I got a big heart. And I show love to the homie that really ain't got that same love for me. Or the, you know what I mean? Just the whoever.
Society taught you that.
You get what I mean?
Go ahead,
But as
I
far as
respect
the
it.
bloodline, what's mine is yours.
That taught you something too, but
Simple,
exactly.
like, you know what I mean? So if I got a space, if I know my mother and father get busy in they crib for free, you know what I mean? I enjoy the food. Every homie I ever brought around me from day one in my life enjoy the food. My pops baking cakes and cookies and brownies and shit like, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's usually a mother,
I was about to
grandmother,
say that.
auntie thing.
I was just about to say that.
My pops is making them cakes y'all
My
eating.
father.
You get what I'm saying? So why wouldn't I use my platform, even right here on the hill? Like, why wouldn't I take that and say, you know what, let's do that. That was his idea. Yo, let us come through there every week.
Okay.
It ain't gotta be that, because initially I wanted to just get him a restaurant.
Okay.
But I got the store first. So I said, you know what, how can I incorporate what he doing and what mommy doing with my flow?
Okay.
They can come eat every Friday. They can't wait. They asking me the menu by Tuesday,
I was about to say, what kind of some of them
what's
things is
going
that's
on?
on the menu over there? What's some of the menu? What's on
It's
the
all
menu
home
over
cooked
there?
food. There's no rush. It's
I
not
see
no
there's a
fast
Dave
food.
East special burger.
It's a burger.
That must be something that you must have always asked dad and mom for.
Pops been making that burger all my life. You know what I'm saying? He changed it. It used to be the.
I had it. I
watched,
remember Jackson Hole, so that burger was a different type. I'm just letting you know where the era I came from, but I had it.
Who remember?
Sheesh.
I forgot if it was Raw Delirious with Eddie Murphy, and he was like, "We want McDonald's." And then you go home and the burger had the peppers and the onions and all. His burger, he used to have the onions and all that in the burger. I'm like, "Yo, Pop, this ain't McDonald's, my nigga." Like, me and my brother, we want some McDonald's. But over the years, he realized what we didn't like, but he putting love in that food. I always tell people, bro, when you go to somebody's house and they tell you, yo, this my grandmother made this or my mom's made, like, it's a different meal, bro. It was love in that food. It wasn't just made for $1. A lot of food we eat out here is made for $1, a quick pickup. They don't give a fuck for what you eating. They not gonna even eat it.
Exactly.
You get what I'm saying? Everything they cook, they eat. I grew up eating.
That's what's up.
So that's why I feel good knowing, like, damn, I know when I watch you eating, I'm like, I already know. Ain't nothing, you ain't gotta tell me nothing. I know that this shit bustin'. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know that this shit good. I done had it all, you know what I mean?
Exactly, you grew up on that.
Word.
So when you look at stuff like that, like I said, when you come inside your store, you know, you have a lot of murals, you have, you know, merchandise.
These are my personal friends on the wall, by the way.
FTD.
Except Big L, God bless the dead. I never personally met him, but everybody else on this wall is either blood family
Rest in peace, Big L, Lamont Coleman. I grew up on 39th Street, so I live right around the corner from L. I used to see L every day. Big L was a major Michael Jordan fan. You couldn't tell him nothing about Michael Jordan.
Can't tell me nothing about Mike.
I grew up watching, going around the corner, seeing him, and I'm talking about there was not a pair of Jordans that Big L never had. He always had every pair of Jordans. That's the one thing I could remember about him growing up around him. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Big L.
That's fine.
You have a store, you have your own clothing line. Let's just speak on something like that, FTD.
Right.
Like, you know, give a little bit more, you know, meaning and expression to the people so that they could get the idea of what FTD
What it is. You know, it's crazy because it didn't, what it formed into and what it is now is not how it started. And it's not you know what I mean? It's not the initial idea of it was some gang. this.
Okay.
I'm gonna just be all
You
the way
being
transparent.
streets first.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you're in
Streets
tune
first.
with me, you're in tune with me. Like,
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I realized it was bigger than that. It was more of a like from nothing to something. No matter what you doing. You know what I mean? Like
You can go from nothing
no
to
matter what
something.
you got going on, whether it's rap, you an artist, a painter, a lawyer, a doctor, whatever you into, if you come from a situation where the odds is against you and you wasn't supposed to do that, you're not supposed to be living the life you living.
You did it from the dirt.
You a part of
I
my
respect
game.
that.
You know what I'm saying? You from it too. The dirt is basically nothing. The beginnings. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't born with $1 million in your account. Your family, you're not coming from real money. You know what I'm saying? You coming from parents that's working, that's hustling, that's trying to figure it out for you.
When I'm listening to you and the way we talking, exposure matters a lot.
Yeah.
It seems like that being that you know where you were from, you've been exposed to some things to where you had to change the way that you look at a lot of things to be able to see how to want more. You know, they call this Harlem world.
Right.
We are our own world.
Right.
Do you think that the world changes a little bit when you step outside of the bubble?
100%. Because you get used to what you're used to. I know in Queens that don't come to Harlem. I know in Harlem that don't go to Queens.
That's facts.
You heard? And it's 10 minutes. 5 minutes. Train ride is right, like, so you get caught in your own world. That's the projects. That's the hood.
It's a mentality.
Everything you
Okay.
need is right there. I can eat this, eat that. The home. Everything I need is in a 4 or 5 block radius. So you get caught in that and don't realize it's a world outside of that till you leave that.
Wow.
Then your eyes open. Like if you're not learning something new every day, you wasting your days. Like every day I try to learn something new.
Okay.
You get what I mean? I don't box myself in and be like, no, this is what we do.
So you don't stop
And
learning.
We on this and this is what it is, and it's never what it is, bro. Life is moving. They making all kind of this shit. Look at technology. This shit like the Jetsons now. If you really,
is true.
you know what I'm saying? Like
It's true.
ain't no cars flying, but this shit like the Jetsons.
It's on its way.
You can talk to your
It's
phone.
on its way.
You can talk to. It's some real Back to the Future shit going on, and if you don't get ahead of it, you behind it. That's how I look at life. If you're not ahead of the curve, you behind it, bro.
Now that you saying
I don't
that,
never want to be behind. Nothing that's going on from technology to nothing. I need to be ahead of the curve. What's coming out new?
that's why I want to
You know what I
extend
mean?
it. So you go having your own store, you go having your own brand. New York now has made it legal to be a weed dispenser, be a weed, have just involved with weed,
Thank you.
period, right? You
Thank
know,
you.
and if you're smart enough to put yourself in a good position to be able to, you know, understand how to work economics, etc. I say that to say you have your own East Coast weed line. You have your own brand.
I got a few strands.
So you have a few strands now. Hold on.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that the viewers is understanding a whole different view other than just the music you sell.
Yeah.
That they're able to see these other things that a rapper is capable of doing.
Right.
You being able to say liquor line.
Yeah.
Like-
yeah. Big shout out to Kaya, man. That's
You
new.
know, let's make sure
that's brand
we
new. Yeah.
let's make
Tequila.
sure we
You know
talk.
what it is, brother? It's relationships, building relationships and standing on relationships. You get what I'm saying? Like never, like I was telling you earlier, like you've been the same exact energy since we met. That holds weight in this world we in, because if I'm smiling in your face, tell you something in the moment, and it don't be that. You know what I'm saying? Like
You don't know that
I
motive.
value myself on being the same way. You gonna get
East.
me, bro.
Facts.
Like it's hard for me to fake this shit. That might be why I'm in the space I'm in, and you don't see me in the mix of a bunch of industry shit. It is what it is. I ain't gonna say it's fake, but it is. It's
You
its
stay
own
away
world.
from all of that.
I got a taste of it, and I ain't like it.
In other words,
And it's just like vodka. Like,
I feel like some people not authentic. That's why they love that WWF ish.
yeah,
I'm
but
just
at the end
saying.
of the day, fame is the strongest drug. Especially with the internet now. Before, you had to really have a talent. You know what I mean? Like you had to have something really going on that drew people. Like, yo, I'm hearing about A Butta up in Rucker. He's wild. Let's go see him. Now they could be in the bed and
They just scrolling. They can see all of this.
Hate on you, love you. However they decide to feel, they not even there.
I see what you're saying.
You know, it's a difference in being there at the game
difference.
and watching the game from the TV.
Total big
It's a difference in being at the boxing match or
Just
watching it from
TV.
with the gang.
That's
like,
true.
It's a totally different situation. So back in the day, it was like, oh nah, I'm locked in on that. You get what I'm saying? Drop an album, you might knock that album for that year.
That
You
is
heard?
true.
Now you might play that day, skim through it, hear the songs you like, and move on.
Move on.
And gave a year of him to that album.
There's a totally difference in you utilizing yourself as an artist to show your artistry in your music, show your artistry in your clothing, show your artistry in your weed strain, show your artistry like a little bit on, you know, the liquor line or the sneaker brand.
Oh,
Most people didn't have, you know, different ways of showing their artistry. It was only through the music.
Right.
So I'm trying to highlight, like, there's so much that comes from being an artist. It's inspirational and motivational, not just to sell music and streams.
Yeah.
How did Dave get a chance to be around these kind of things? Because the next generation doesn't even know how do they get to that, because all they being pushed in front of them is to sell music.
Yeah.
See, it's something about you that I want to make sure that people realize. If they had a different view of how they looked at themselves, from hearing it from the leader that they look at,
Right.
then maybe things could work out for them.
You know what, with me, I just never took with nobody else's outlook on me.
You kept your tunnel vision.
You know what I mean? Besides like my moms and my pops.
So the
shit
people
like
that matter.
So
Okay.
as long as they kinda, and when I was really doing the rap, I kinda kept it under wraps. Cause like I said, I came from ball. I got kicked out of 2 schools, full scholarships. You get what I'm saying? So that was, just that alone was like, you blew it.
That was a drop.
You get what I'm saying? Like, to my pops,
It could be looked at as a drop. Nah, I get what you
I
said.
blew it. You heard it was over. You know what I mean?
What Dad expected.
But in my mind, I'm like, nah, I gotta be able to figure something out more than this. So it was like, I didn't want them to really know what I had going on until I knew it was something worth talking about, or something that was like, look, this is where I'm at now, and I believe in this now, and I'm gonna make y'all believe in this. I might not right now, cause they not hip hop people.
Exactly.
They from a different era. Rap. Is making money doing that? Like, my pops was asking these questions. Are you getting paid to do? I'm like, yo, I got a show. Are they paying you? Nah, they not paying me yet, but it's a good look. Nah, man, you ain't getting no money. I got that in the back of my mind. When anybody in the streets talk about,
I see what you're saying.
my pops is saying this to me.
That's where it started first.
You heard?
But go ahead.
So
you're looking at that from a view.
that was my energy, bro. Like, nah, I gotta make this shit rock.
Once again, we go past all of these different things that I could highlight about you, and I just want to make sure that I throw one more out there.
Right.
You play Method Man in the Wu-Tang series on Hulu.
Facts.
I don't think people, the way that they look at themselves, could see themselves playing somebody else.
Right. I could.
But most people can't see themselves doing something that they know matters. Some people say, yo, I can't do it because I know I'm gonna be judged by other people.
Right. Everybody that got an opinion about you don't really give a f anyway.
Okay.
I learned that a long time ago. If I stop rapping right now today and don't say I made my money, I'm out of here, nobody will care. I might have a few core fans that be like, no, put some more music out, but
Wow.
it's gonna go to the next artist, the next whatever, and life's gonna go on. Like,
Wow.
you gotta take advantage of your moment. Cause that moment it wasn't guaranteed. I didn't know when I was gonna have a moment. So once I'm in the moment, what I'm supposed to do? Be like, nah, I'm working on Dave East. I don't wanna do that. I don't know, y'all want me to be Method Man? Y'all feel that strongly about me? For me to do that, even he's saying I can do that? Let's try it. I didn't even know what I was doing. I'm watching the other actors on set, copying they shit, like trying to see how they move. Like, I ain't an actor. I never went to no acting school. I never took no acting classes.
That's the key. That's what I'm pointing out.
None of that. I went from the booth in the rap to a set.
The relationship that you got with him now, you still got to model the person that he was that they're selling 10, 20 years ago. For you not even to go to like audience classes or learning classes or video classes or acting classes, you don't gotta just look at one thing.
Right.
Look at all of these things that could come from you, even though they're looking at you for one thing?
For one thing. I would say it like this. Lock in on one thing. You know what I mean? Because I'm a Gemini, so I'm all over the place.
Okay,
I like this,
nice.
I want to do that, like naturally. But I wouldn't be in a position to do all of these things if I didn't give my all to rap. I gave everything I had to rap. I was begging to let me in the studio. I was catching trains, cabs, walking.
They don't know this part.
Not getting $1. You know what I mean? Like
they don't know this part.
Hoping somebody would let me get, yo, bro, how many? Yo, you get 2 hours in here. So now I would write all my songs in the crib. So when I get to the studio, I could just record them. I didn't have time to be in the studio, popping a bottle, lighting a blunt, none of that shit. I got right in there and was like, yo, load it up.
If there was a way to like help the next rapper coming up to be able to see these things,
right,
where do he start, bro?
You gotta find people that think like you think. You gotta find people that actually wanna see you in a better space if they feel like they're gonna be involved with it or not. Before any of this conversation we having right now,
okay,
you have to figure out something to get there. All this other, this shit's like, it ain't even a conversation if you're not there. You gotta get there. Then of course have that mindset of, okay, if I do get there, but you gotta have more passion for getting there than figuring out your team. You get what I'm saying? Because even with me having these guys, or we might fall out, then I got these, we might fall out. I'm here.
But you here. Ooh.
You hear me? Like,
don't miss that.
My own dolo work, my own passion, my own, what I created, what I had a drive for, I'm here. So, if it's love, it's love. If it ain't, I'm here. That's what it is, bro.
How did you get that? That tunnel vision.
My own passion, my own dedication, it came from ball.
Ooh.
I treated rap like ball.
Ooh.
When I knew it was chilling, I went to the studio.
Ooh.
And I'd be in there all night, like I would be in the gym.
So
I'm not gonna waste none of my time in this because it wasn't guaranteed, it wasn't promised. So I'm gonna make the best of my time in this because I know in a minute I'll be older, my kids will be older, and I might not wanna do this no more. So in the meantime, I'm trying to run it to the sky.
You are a guy that's a rapper with 2 daughters. And I understand me having 3 daughters.
And a stepson.
Daughters.
That I've been raising. He's 14 since he was 3. I've been with him since he was 3.
Make sure we put that out there too, because that matters. That kid, that matters. That matters a lot.
I met him on his 3rd birthday. He just turned 14. I'm all he know.
I understand that daughters, they give you a lot of patience.
Ooh.
So I'm just asking.
A lot of you should be happy how I act is because my daughters, bro. I would have been a whole nother.
That's what I wanted to hear as a rapper, and knowing that you got daughters. What is that like, E?
My mindset is relaxed, bro. You know what daughters did for me, brother? I gotta make it home. I don't care where I go, who booked me, what's going on, where we at. Cool. I gotta get back to the crib. You heard? So I can't allow nobody to put me in a position where I can't make it home. Like, that's just my mentality from the moment I wake up and step out my door, kiss them and leave, to the time I come back to them. Like, I gotta get back to them. You get what I'm saying? Because I didn't realize it till I became an adult, but I needed my pops to be this I am today.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying?
I hear how you speak of that, and it's a reason.
In order for me to be the person I am
Which is
today
good.
and deal with the world and deal with everything that come to me, I needed that man. He had to be there talking his shit day in, day out. Like, I had to hear that.
You needed that.
I didn't want to hear it.
I get it. No.
But now looking back, I had to hear that.
Look at what listening to your dad and learning from it could do for you.
What it did.
Hey, yo, look, I want you to know that. I hope you can see why Butta pointing this out, because I see it.
Listen, if it end right now, look what it did.
Nah, exactly.
Just hearing him out.
And that's why
Look what it
fathers
did.
matter. Fathers
You
matter
heard?
in your kids' life. Like I said, you
More
know,
than them
you might be a
know, bro.
co-parent. You might be a person that, you know, is still not in a relationship. Society
That
may
don't
teach
matter.
away,
If you got a
but
kid,
I'm
be
looking
in your
at
kid
this.
life, bro.
This
Cause
matters.
you don't know
right
how
here.
much that matter. Like, it ain't about what you can buy them. I'm learning that. Now, I can buy my kids whatever the they want. Take them wherever they want. They don't care about that. They get redundant. They start taking it and just throwing it to the side. They want me there. Cause I'm always ripping and running. So it's like I'm the actual toy. I'm the actual gift. Like that's a whole nother combo, bro.
Look, and that's why I said
take care of your kids, man.
My platform is called Streets First.
Being their life. You know what I'm saying?
Me, East,
they didn't ask to be here. That was a night of pleasure that you was on your shit. You know what I'm saying?
This right here is what I want.
If you bring them here, hold them down.
I want
Simple.
This right here.
You ain't gotta be a famous rapper or NBA player to hold your kids down, bro. They want time and just something sturdy. That's it.
The next generation need to be able to have a view of how they look at or what they can perceive as leaders.
Right.
And unless they're exposed to that, I don't think that they can have a chance to choose what they're being pushed with by media and society.
It's oversaturated with the show, bro. That's why I don't get caught up in what's going on. I always try to keep what I'm doing.
When you say oversaturated, I want you to know that these interviews is always controlled by journalism.
Right.
So East, if I'm not asking you the right questions, the audience can only hear what I want them to hear.
Right. But you from what I'm from.
No, but that's the difference.
90% of these journalisms and blogs, they ain't from that. They're like CNN. You know when CNN or the news, they got the little reporter that's like shaking it, this shit, and they in the middle of the projects where the murders is happening. That's what these blogs are, bro. They're reporting this shit that they don't have no business around, they don't know nothing about. They
just want to put a picture out there.
You get what I mean? And it's getting them hot though. Now they have a persona. Now they can host clubs. Now they word matter. Like,
now look,
your word matter.
That's
you
what.
You get what I'm saying? Everybody you talking to and you interviewing, you from that. So what you asking me, and this is just respected, bro. I'm not gonna respect a situation where you ain't from my world, but you ask me about my world, I'm gonna just give you an interview. That I know you doing for ratings. I know you doing for clicks and likes and shit.
Exactly.
This is a convo we was supposed to been had.
Yo,
the cameras is just on.
The cameras is just on,
bro.
This
without the cameras, you all right? Simple, bro.
I think that these questions and these opportunities to be able to have this type of conversation to shed a little bit more light on, even though you may see somebody for the microphone that they have or the basketball that they have, there's a little bit more to Dave East than just rapping. I am very, very intrigued by his words. I grew up with a lot of greats from Harlem. His words is one thing, but then when I look at how he moves, it aligns with his words. It aligns with the pictures that he's painting to you. So to me, it's great that he can help the next generation realize that they can go in a route to where they can start their own financial wealth. Why? I hope you hear him. I'm from the projects. You're just like the same place that you came from. He walked through the same walks that you walked through, but listen to what he's saying that he's learned, he's grew from. And I think that that's what a lot of our next generation is not being exposed to. You get what I'm saying? And that's what's gonna help the next generation grow. Why? Because even though you looking at these people before you as leaders, you the leader.
I know my power, I know my platform, and I know what to say, what not to say. I know who to say it to, who not to say it to. I don't get caught up in this world that they trying to create. I never wanna be a prisoner of any fame I've created or any name I've made. But the older I'm getting, I try to lessen my mistakes.
That's what matters. That's what matters.
You gonna make mistakes till you die. Are you conscious of the mistakes you making? Are you know what I'm saying? Are you like, all right, I did that already. I see how that went. Can't do that no more.
So if you're 20, you can't be making the same mistakes at
40. It's whack that it take the celeb, whatever the celeb.
That's why they switched it. Social influencer. That's what they call it today.
They are. Like I don't view myself like that. To me, it's whack that that's the only that got a voice. You know what I mean? Because there's people out here that got voices that you ain't gonna hear because they don't got the chain, or they don't got the car, or they don't got the money, or they don't got the video, or they don't got. So you be like, what you talking about? I'm gonna listen to this bozo that got a chain on. Just because it got jewelry and all that, that don't make you no solid individual. This is costume. I'm the same if I take this on.
Exactly.
Same. I just knew I was doing an Butta interview. I said, I'm gonna go ahead and go
Exactly.
with this. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, this should make them. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is a part of who they are. Like, they have to have this on for you to even see who they are. I could walk in the room with a white tee on, hair off and all that, no shape up.
But you
and get that same, I get the same ease. What up, baby?
Energy.
And I'm gonna give you the same love. So, like, a lot of this shit be smoke and mirrors. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a select group of authentic people that's in this space because so many unauthentic people have been able to get money out of this world, out of this culture. So you really don't have to be real no more. You don't have to be like whatever real was 20 years ago. It ain't this. The real ain't the same. I feel like the levels of real is like
it done shifted.
You know what I mean? Like whatever's real now is like
real is gonna always win. Why? Because it's always about if it's connected to helping the next generation.
Right.
There's a difference between love versus power. And I want you to see that sometimes people feel power is winning, but love is gonna always overrule. That's why you're gonna always be remembered. That's what's gonna always last. Why? Because that's what God was always about. He was always about love.
Right. This is all a risk. This store was nothing like y'all looking at when I bought this from. Like it was a bodega before I got it.
You went through something
before
that.
You know what I'm saying? It was a grill over there. It was disgusting in it. This whole debate, everything. I had to
reinvest.
You
invested, but you had to reinvest.
But you have to invest in yourself. That's first and foremost. You can't wait for the next phone to put $1 up for you. You know what I mean? If you got $15 to your name, put that $15 into what you're trying to do. You gotta believe in you before anybody, because if I ain't never pay my own bread to do shit, who the fuck else gonna pay for me to do something? Who even cared more than me about what I'm trying to do? Nobody cares more about what you're trying to do than you. You're gonna fall in line once you're doing it. But most people get in line once the business opens.
Wow.
They don't know what it took for the business to open.
Some people, as you telling me, they gotta see it in order to believe it.
True. The 90% of the world we come from and we live in.
That's why we talking.
Gotta see that. And even if they see it, they don't believe it.
Is it better to highlight doers versus talkers?
100%.
I'm telling you to inspire the next generation. That's why I gotta highlight the ones that I'm seeing that's doing it, bro. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I mean? This is what Streets First is about. I want to make sure that I can put people in position that came from the same walks of life as you, and they can give you a story that can give you some insight, that can help you now start building wealth for yourself. Hearing how he's being compared to other rappers, that ain't gonna help you. Hearing what he sells records compared to other rappers, that ain't gonna help you. But hearing what he's doing based off of his uniqueness that God gave him, which he gave all of us, that's gonna help you. It's gonna inspire you, it's gonna motivate you. So once again, I thank all of y'all for coming out. I thank everybody for tuning in. But most importantly, I thank Dave East for being who he is to be able to give this to y'all.
Love you, bro. Hey, more, man.
Make sure y'all follow.
That was dope.
You hear? Mochafob.com. Make sure y'all follow streetsfirst.com. Make sure y'all follow Streets First PC on Twitter. Dave, tell them where they can follow you at, broski.
Instagram, Dave East. Make sure y'all tune in with New York Q, man. That's my mother and father. That's they catering service, man. Make sure y'all tap in with that. That's the best food. West Coast, East Coast. And they gonna get it to you wherever you at, you know what I'm saying? But besides that, coming from the Deli, you know what I'm saying? 396 West 145, St. Nick, we here, we open every day. Come holler at us, you heard? But I love you for that.
Love you too, bro. Appreciate you. Harlem sticks together and we gonna show you. We're not just gonna tell you. I appreciate everything, you heard?
That was fire.
This is Streets First. It's your
Streets
boy
Fitter,
Butta. We back outside. Coming on a tour near you, a city near you, a neighborhood near you. Shout outs to Mochafob. Love.
This one's for the streets first. Stripes like a referee shirt. This one's for the streets first. Tell mama this the rebirth. I need church. I talk dirty. Put my hands and my feet work. Teamwork. Put in pain, but gotta bring it to the streets first.